Yeah.
Bring that back. Hey, Ray, big favor.
What up, man? It's the homie Uknowcell. You logged on to Uknowcellotcom right here. We sitting with my homegirl. You go ahead.
Yes, what's good, everybody? What up, though? This is your girl, Krissy M from Rolling Out Detroit, and we're both sitting here with Joe Robinson of APX Management.
What's up, y'all?
What's good? How you doing, homie?
Hey,
what's good? What it do?
Let's get it.
So you have a lot going on with your artists right now, and we just wanted to sit down and talk to you about analytics, the machine behind the whole thing.
Okay.
So what's going on with APX Management for 2018? What you got coming up?
We got a lot of shit coming up. That's a real broad question.
Okay.
More immediately, what we doing is I don't know when this coming out, but next week we'll be at South by Southwest doing a festival. To people that don't know, South by Southwest is a world-renowned. Actually, it's a month-long festival.
Yeah.
And it covers an interactive aspect for like products and video games and things like that. And then they do the film week, which covers basically film. And then,
right.
then they do a music week. And they also do a education week, which is like the first few days of March. So we go down there during music week, and it's about 300,000 people in about a 2 square mile, less than that, about a 1.5 square mile radius of downtown Austin. And we just do this big show. This will be our fourth one. Fourth one we did over the last 4 years, and we got bringing some friends. We called the show Big Friends because, you know, me and Earl came up with that. Earl came up with it. Earl came up with that title, Big Friends, and that's kind of what we putting up along a lot of the things that we do this year. But the show is called Year 4 with Big Friends, and we got Chuck English on there from the Cool Kids, legendary group. And we got OMB Peasy on there from Louisiana.
Okay.
He's going crazy. He
Yeah,
got
I heard
You see his name on everything.
every fucking thing, right?
He snaps.
Yeah, we was lucky enough to get him on our show, and we got AD, my homeboy AD from LA. He's big as fuck. I remember one year AD was the most streamed Spotify artist in Los Angeles.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of recognition as of lately too, but been doing this thing for a little minute for sure.
Yeah, AD going. We got him. We got Audio Push.
Yeah.
Audio Push, right?
Yeah.
I like Audio Push. They was real receptive about being on the show and about being a part of the whole thing. And then we brought a lot of friends from Detroit too. We got Nisha Deshay.
Hey.
We got, of course, our in-house guys. We got Supa Kane, Prada, Bun Lee, Perrier, Rosewood.
Hey.
I mean, we bringing the whole gang from Detroit. So, and we got Young Rock gonna be there too.
Oh man,
Young Rock is gonna be there too.
So
Detroit is
Detroit is in.
I make sure Detroit like invade like that motherfucker. Like we don't go down there silent and tiptoe around.
You're not
we kind of stump. Yeah, we stump every year. That's just like we go down there and make it our stumping ground for that year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for that month. Yeah.
Apply pressure.
Yeah, so that's what we doing with that. Then we got some records, a lot of records and shit coming out. Earl Cousin Trap 2 is done.
Okay.
I think him and Icepic finished like all the mixing and stuff for it. That's done. That shit is hard as hell. So he doing that. Kane got his next project coming out called Just Like My Neighbors. And we actually supposed to be starting the rollout for that soon as hell. Before y'all leave, I'll play y'all everything, the videos and singles and shit. All that shit is just right here on this computer.
That's what's up.
We got that. Prada Leary did a rollout. He did a rollout earlier in the year, and they getting ready to put his album out. His album is getting ready to come out too. Earl started a record label, Big Merle Records.
Oh, shout out to Earl.
That's what's up.
Yeah, he started a record label, Big Merle Records, and he's facilitating some of the releases that we got coming out of here too.
Okay.
What else?
So this is just a big family tree.
Yeah, everybody is like,
I love it.
Yeah, we just all splitting the pie.
I love it. I love it.
It's a good machine.
It's a great machine. So what does APX stand for?
Well, APX, I had like a minor in zoology, so I always had like this infatuation with like creatures that hunt, right? They call them apex predators. I'm sure y'all heard the term before.
Yeah, I heard it.
So like that's just animals that's at the top of the food chain. So you got them lions, eagles, and like spiders, and sharks, and shit like that. All the animals that eat first.
Yeah.
So when it was time for me to put a title on what I was running around Detroit doing with Earl, I just was like, well, shit, I'm gonna call it Apex. But then I took the E out because I didn't like calling it Apex, so I started APX.
Okay.
That's dope.
That's dope. That makes sense, and that's how about that too. So y'all, that's the main concern is making sure that you as well as the whole brand and the family just eat.
It's taken care of.
Yeah, taken care of. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I want to talk more about the show in South by Southwest.
Okay.
You talked about the people who are on it, and just going down there. From your point of view, how important is it for an artist to hit certain things like that? You know what I mean? Because you have the South by Southwest, you have the A3C, and you got artists that are just so content with staying home, getting home on board.
Yeah.
How important is it to really get up and get out?
Well, it all depends where home is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we in Detroit City. I mean, Detroit ain't really been a music power city since, what, the 60s or something like that?
Yeah.
So it depends on where home is. Now, if home is Los Angeles, or if home is New York, then you know you don't really need to. The state of California, you can tour the state of California. What they got? They got San Diego, L.A., Sacramento, Modesto, Oakland, San Francisco. I mean, you could tour that whole state and promote your whole album in one place. So that's why I say it depends on where home is.
Yeah, I feel you.
Now, if you hear in a city like Detroit or in a city that is not really a music powerful city, then yeah, it's very important to get out and show your face and get familiar, have people get familiar with you, whether it's with the writers, the bloggers, A&Rs, different artists, different DJs, especially DJs, and people like that. And they be in places like South by Southwest. You know, where South by is one of them things where everybody from every coast, East Coast, West Coast, down south, is all in one spot together for a week straight.
Curate and make it magic.
Yeah, you know, you bump into everybody at anywhere. Coffee shops, donut shops, they everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Or walking up and down the street. So it's like it's just one of them things. It's very important. Back to your question, right? It's very important for artists to get out and do that stuff, like I said, but depending on where home is. Because I know some guys who ain't left L.A. and they can pay their bills every month.
So what about the artists that can't afford to travel? What do they do then?
Well, that's a good question. I could be honest about that, I guess. If you can't afford to travel, you got to get creative. Because you got two types of music. You got music recreation and you got music business.
Right.
Music recreation is just those people who don't really care for really making money and they just love to play a cello somewhere in their basement. But music business got the same is the foundation of it is the same principles of any other business. It takes finance. Finance is the foundation of every business on earth.
Exactly.
Finance. You know, I don't care if you want to do a lemonade stand on your street. You got to buy the lemons, right? You got to buy the stuff to set the stand up. You got to buy the sugar and the water. So I mean, if you can't afford to travel, then you might want to go back to the drawing board and get creative, or get with your team of people and try to subsidize those trips. That's always a thing too. Go in on them hotels, go in on them rentals, go in on this, go in on that. You know what I'm saying? If those people believe in you. And if they don't, then get with your mama, get with your dad, get with some relatives, and get your bag on.
Yeah.
I hear
that. Because you got to pay. You got to pay for Greyhound charge.
Yeah.
Even Spirit Airlines.
Yeah. You got to pay.
They charge.
You got to pay.
Hotels, Airbnb, that shit costs money, man. So if you can't afford to travel, then you just got to get creative and get with some people who believe in you, or. I don't want to tell nobody to go work a job because that time takes away from time you being an artist. But if that's what you got to do to save up some money or work a job long enough to where you just get a tax return and then quit when you get your tax return, put it into your music, then so be it. But you just got to get creative with anything.
Okay.
You've been giving a lot of good tips as far as artists and management. So I want to speak from your standpoint as a manager and somebody who curates a lot of things. At what point for an artist should they be even looking for a manager? You know, you get a lot of people that might come to you and say, "Yo, man, I need a manager," but it's like, what do you really?
Well,
have
it's
to
different.
manage
It's different types of managers.
Mm-hmm.
In my eyes, this is what the way I look at it, it's different types of managers, because you got them managers who pull you up. Meaning, if you you got them kind of managers, like if you never, what's the term I'm trying to say? Like if you never, I don't want to say if you ain't never had shit, but if you never was like,
if you were never progressing.
Yeah, if you were never progressing, you got them kind of,
you starting from the bottom.
You starting from square one.
Square one.
Yeah. Grassroots, right? Yeah. You got them managers who will do that. Cause, and then they'll take you and put you in the studio, get you recording, get you traveling, get you in videos, get you dressing nice, give you money every week so you don't have to go get a job. You got those kind of managers. And then you got the managers who kind of pick up on stuff that you already set up for yourself as an artist, or like if you're more established, then you got managers who could take you to the next level. Or then sometimes you just want a manager you can trust.
Right.
You know, that's
which
a big one.
manager are you?
I've been all of them.
right.
I've for sure been all of them.
Yeah.
You know, I done picked artists up from grassroots. I done jumped in when people with more established people like Earl, who already had a bunch of shit in motion before he met me, and we just put it together like that. Then I'm also the person that you can trust too.
So how do you get a high profile artist to trust you?
But that's on them. That's on them and their experience and what they've been through. But you can only be yourself. If they don't trust you, I don't want to say like, oh yeah, go do a bunch of shit and set it up like this, and then I don't really have a strategy to make people trust you. It's kind of like, it's kind of just like you keeping your word on things, which that's not even a strategy. That's what you should be doing anyway.
Exactly.
And that's just on them and their experience, man. It's over 20,000 people it's over 20,000 people in the music business. So if that artist don't trust you, or some of these artists went to prison and they trust is fucked up, or they might be street guys. You know, street guys don't trust nobody.
Right. They
might be street guys and they might not trust. They might even trust their homeboys they with. So they for damn sure ain't gonna trust you.
Hell
you
no,
know,
now no money.
Yeah, now no money. Then you might get a rapper who got a girlfriend and his girlfriend don't trust you. I don't know, man. It's just so many different things. Like, I can't say what would make a person trust you. It's just them and they day-to-day experience, and you being a person you are, and you just gotta just hope that it works out. Yeah. Because all of it don't work out all the time.
I got a question about you in particular and how you decide to work with the artists that you work with. I always say just being around, you know, Detroit, and just period, just being around music, you know that there's different type of, you have artists, you have like rappers, you know what I mean? But like a lot of, the majority of people you work with, I like to consider artists. You know what I mean? Like kind of well-rounded. It's not your typical, what you'll put your ear to every day type music. You know what I mean? As far as just cookie cutter.
Right.
So how do you go about picking the artists that you work with?
How do I go about picking it? That's a good question. I don't pick nobody. These guys I'm with is just like gravity. It's just happening. Like I ain't like on Twitter like, oh, let me see what, you know what I'm saying? Nah, it's just like I met Earl knew Prada and Supa Kane was best friends, and shit, you know. And Icepic was engineering at the studio we had downtown at Capitol Park, where everybody was at Capitol Park. Capitol Park was like the what's that X-Men school, Earl? School for the Gifted or something like that. Some shit like that. That's what Capitol Park was.
I just got to
shout out to Juan too.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's not like that. At least not at this point in my career. Like where everybody around me is like the organic thing. It's not like I'm not at the point where I probably could do a talent search, but I ain't necessarily. Yeah. I don't really feel like doing.
I got like just one little follow-up question. So with the artists that you work with, what has been some of your biggest struggles, let's just say in the city, when you talk about getting music played, spun on radio, mix shows, rotation, what has been some of your guys' like biggest struggles?
Like you said, we not like that type of artist, like the rapper. Like We don't do like the street records. We don't necessarily. We got bass heavy records. We got trap records. I mean, Earl Projects is called Cousin Trap. I mean, we got trap records, but they don't have that certain flavor that the Detroit high schoolers and the millennials and the majority of them love. You know, that street. Yeah. So that has kind of been a struggle a little bit, but I don't want to call it a struggle because we don't give it that much energy. Right. To the point where we like, oh, this is just not working. What can we do? Like, I mean, I totally understand that that's not even us. That's not even us. But that has held us up in the past trying to like, because that's what Detroit is. It's a street. It's a gangster city. Yeah. And I love it though, but that's just not the kind of music that my guys in here. That's just not what we put out all the time.
So why do you know that they don't see you? Why do they? How can I rephrase?
You didn't say why people don't see y'all out.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like when you think about other rappers, when you think about other rappers in the city, you feel like, all right, I can see them anywhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? I see them all the time. But y'all got that conservative, laid back vibe. It ain't like y'all going to chase nothing. Right. But y'all here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So why is it that we don't see y'all?
Because we ain't missing nothing. I don't think here in Detroit like that. I mean, I grew up in the D. We all went to public school. I mean, me and Earl done ran around the city promoting records and throwing posters up and doing billboards, and we done did every nightclub, every strip club.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff, man, and that stuff didn't really, like I just told you, it didn't really resonate that well because we're not street artists. I mean, we don't show up with 4 or 5 guys and 2 of them got a pistol and we hotboxing in the truck. That ain't our thing. So like, and the strip clubs, the nightclubs, not all the nightclubs. Let me throw that out there. There are some pretty receptive clubs out there, but most of them street. So they don't necessarily receive square guys. We square. We don't smoke or drink. We don't smoke or drink. You know what I'm saying? We just stay in the studio and do our stuff. So I don't know. We just ain't really never got much out of that. Right. So we on the scene, but we just not on like the most popular scene, which is that urban, like that street scene.
Yeah. And it seems to work really well for you guys. Really well.
I would say so. Like we do events and stuff though here in Detroit. We do our own stuff, but you know, I guess it's I don't want to sound like a head ass, but it's like a scene to scene thing. It's like that's just we just do our stuff over here. I don't know. We just don't.
Different.
Yeah. Like it ain't like
and there ain't nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. It's just like, you know, we just don't go out to chase no. We busy.
Yeah, I'm about to say I think
busy. That's the answer. That's the answer.
Booked and busy.
Busy. Yeah.
I think it's good that you guys know what type of people you are, what type of artists that you have, and you're strategic in attacking what's going to benefit you. You know what I mean? You've been down that road to see, okay, well, this is not translating into anything. So why keep going down the same road?
Right, exactly.
And so that's dope. That's dope.
That's amazing.
I like, don't get me wrong, I love the street music that come out of here. I could name those guys. We could go through my Apple Music right now. They all in my Apple Music. Right. But we just don't resonate that well in them same strip clubs, in them same clubs and stuff like that. Our music just don't resonate like that. Yeah. So we just kind of do our stuff on a different street.
Yeah. Different minds, different ears, different people.
Yeah.
And I was just saying off camera, we was talking, and I was just saying the 337 album, the Earl and Vezo album. I think that was a dope album, or dope EP. You know what I mean? Yes, I mean, there's only so much you can do with the restrictions that you have with one of the people that's not here. Right. But I think that album was like, I don't know how to describe it, because it was trap, it was ghetto, it was hood. You know what I mean? Like, but it was like packaged very well. You know what I mean? Like, it's like worldly ghetto music. I don't know.
I like that.
It's like very, very
worldly ghetto music,
industry, right? And it's very marketable. Yeah. Very marketable, and it was very tasteful. It wasn't sloppy. It was very well put together.
Right.
So with that being said, industry wise, what are you guys doing, and what do you have going on industry wise? Because it's no secret that you know, Earl himself has a lot of, you know, writing credits, things like that.
He got more.
Yeah, so like behind the scenes, what are guys like Prada Leary, Supa Kane? What are these guys are doing currently?
Supa Kane is doing writing too. He's becoming a phenomenal writer. He's already been a phenomenal writer, but he's able to show it now. We've been out in LA with Earl, and Earl got work with this company, Pulse Publishing, as a writer, and they have him in all these different sessions with all these different great artists. We landed in a session with Diggy Simmons, and we've been working on his album. And Kane got some very good lines on there, and so does Perry Rosewood.
Oh, Perry, that's my dog.
Yeah.
Perry. He was actually one of the very, very, very first interviews I've ever done.
Oh, really?
Video.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Perry.
So that's what they've been doing. They've been doing their writing stuff. Earl been stacking way more credits, tons of credits. That G-Eazy record about to be double platinum. It might be double platinum by the time this interview come out.
So what people don't really realize is that you don't have to be on the scene being an artist. Your pen and your talent actually makes the money. It actually.
If you have leverage.
Yeah.
I mean, that for us to get some leverage, it did take us being out there, being on the scene, and going around the map, and being on tour, and you know, being in the face of certain people. I mean, it did take that. I'm not gonna lie, that is a thing. But once you get a little leverage, then you can stay at home a little more and focus. You know what I'm saying? Because now people coming to you, you don't necessarily have to go out and go to people like that no more. Not as much.
Yeah.
Not as much.
Got you.
So it sounds like a lot of what you guys do is like networking. Like you said, you got the money to travel. You've been doing that. So what would be some advice that you would give to an up and coming artist as far as the networking goes, and making sure that he or she is getting with the right people, talking to the right people, and doing things that will ultimately take their career to another level?
What would I say for people who tips on good networking, basically?
Yeah.
Good networking ain't. Can we curse on here?
Yeah, it's gonna be on YouTube.
Yeah, good networking ain't like dick riding, right?
Yeah.
We all know what that is, right? It's like
Absolutely.
just going to parties and just taking pictures with people. That's not networking.
I feel you. I feel you.
Hey, Earl.
You see the meme all the time.
You
When
need
you
to
see a celebrity, you take the pic. Bro say he
Yeah.
messing with the movement.
Yeah, that ain't
Yeah.
Somebody to pull off your car?
Yeah.
Who?
Jasmine.
Oh. Edit that out. But yeah, networking is not showing up like that meme, like taking a picture with bro in which you've never met, saying he fucking with
working.
the movement. Yeah, that's just dick riding. That's not really like networking. Networking is one of the good things I do if I'm networking. I like to have something to offer. Like, not saying I want. Oh, if I'm gonna talk to Sil, I want to have something to give him. What I mean by something to offer is some leverage. Like, okay, we gonna link up and do an interview. Well, you got to be talking about something good.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You got to talk about something good, or have something to offer my platform that is going to do well for me as well.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I would say to people who just getting out there trying to network, don't get caught up in the hype. Don't buy no hype about taking pictures with people like that if you want to make some money for real. Because, hey, when you walk up on a guy and take a picture, now they looking at you as a fan versus somebody I could potentially do business with.
Right.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not saying don't take pictures with people, but the first impression is like, you want your first impression to be a fan, or you want your first impression to be something else.
Yeah.
Right.
Open for something else.
Yeah.
Then, you know, once y'all got some grounds to stand on, you know, y'all in the studio hanging out, man, get a picture. You know?
Exactly.
The single that your engineer Icepic has with Tory Lanez.
Right.
All right. So how did that come about?
Well, first of all, Icepic is more than our engineer. He do all our beats. He do like 95% of our beats out of here. Him and Earl got like whole projects and shit together. All that God knows shit. Cousin Trap, can y'all stop saying stuff? All that Cousin Trap, God knows and stuff, because they gonna make me laugh. All that stuff, that's Icepic and Earl.
Shout out to Icepic. Boss up one time for Icepic.
So Icepic got he got a producing partner, Sergio, right? Sergio Flames.
Okay.
He talking inaudible over there. Sergio Flames, him and Icepic, they did the record, Happiness and Tell Me, on Tory Lanez new album.
It's on his new album.
Yes.
Wow, Detroit is in the building.
Sophomore Tory Lanez album, which was a dope album.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
And that's what you mean versus recreational rap and rap business.
Yeah. Get it together. Do your business. Be on your stuff.
It's a very thin line between recreational rap and music business, because what people don't understand is when you make music, eventually it's going to have to turn into a business. It's going to have to
if you
be
let
business if you let it. Because when people listen to your shit, they're like, okay, so what else you got going on? Then you start making more music, and you realize it's so much more than just music. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all for me, man. Just thank you so much for being so willing to sit down with us and talk, you know, because we want to see what goes on behind, you know, these artists and, you know, the people that push these people. And, you know, you just got to have great dedication like you do, creativity and humbleness and drive for sure.
Yes, that is it.
And we about to listen to some new shit that y'all ain't heard yet.
Yes, it's not even out.
Yeah.
Not even out. So where can our readers, where can our viewers find Joe Robinson?
Well, I'm on Twitter and Instagram the most. I'll be on Facebook talking to my family, my cousins, and
That's
people
how
I grew up
everybody
with.
do.
But my Twitter and Instagram is the same. It's just Joe Robinson APX. Joe JoeRobinson APX on Twitter and Instagram.
JOB.
What I said? Oh, JOE. JoeRobinson. At APX on Instagram and Twitter. So that's where they can find me. And I'm on Facebook, just Joe Robinson. They can go to APX Management to get updates on everything that we doing up out of here. Events, new music, video, shows, every fucking thing.
Lit. Boss up. Let's see boss up one time.
Oh yeah.
Boss
You know
up.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Earl tripping.